Alright, here we go. Testing out this new driver. Did a couple flights with it already, and so far it's great. Absolutely fantastic for 40 series cards right now. But it is a beta driver. It is not a release driver by any means. And I'm sure everything is experimental in it right now, but as far as I can tell, it's working great. And here we go. We're doing the whatchamacallit, P-51, because I haven't flown an airplane in a while since the Taugs Hangar 500 OH-6A came out. It's fantastic, and if you don't have it and you like helicopters, freaking do yourself a favor and pick it up. It's great. Okay. We'll just do a little settings right here. I'm just gonna do a little something with my wings and center of gravity, and just, well, all I'm doing is taking off the external tanks right now because I like the look of no tanks. Alright, load that in the aircraft. Why are my brakes on? There we go. Okay, that should be loaded in. I can see YouTube chat in my headset, so feel free to say what's up or ask any questions about this driver. I don't know a lot because it's so new and I'm testing, but so far it's great. I mean, I'm having really good performance, extra smoothness, and my VR mirror is basically been fucking transformed. So, yeah. Oh, I saw somebody flying around. I thought I did. Anyway. Alright, whatever. Alright, let me get you guys back. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. We are in the P-51, testing a new driver. Dude, I have 64% CPU headroom right now. Fantastic. GPU headroom at 27%, 29%. We are also flying the Beta, SU-3 Beta, and using a Beta driver. I did notice when I was watching the video I made earlier testing this new driver that there are still some jittery parts. It doesn't smooth it out completely, but it is so much better than it used to be. Especially when you're low to the ground, which makes sense. I'm having some pretty bad blurring on my terrain level of detail right now, but we can fix that. Let's fix it right now, in fact. I'll have to go here and turn off dynamic settings. I have so much headroom right now that it probably won't make a difference. Alright, 65% CPU headroom and 31% GPU headroom. And yep, ground textures are better. Not by much yet, but we'll wait for it to all load in. I am also at, where's my altitude? I'm at 3,000 feet right now. So, let's get low for a second and let the ground textures load in. Alright, so ground textures looking better now, but we're also... Let me just double check that setting again, because I don't know if it actually took. VR graphics, dynamic settings. Alright, yeah. Alright. Should be good. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, when I peek out, I'm looking at the mirror and it looks super smooth. Looks great. Let's see, how high am I? 2,400 feet. And ground textures look okay. They don't look awesome, but they don't look bad. As bad, anyway. Let me turn off one more thing here. Sorry about this, but it must be done. This is a testing stream. So you guys gotta suffer through this bullshit with me. Alright, so do we want dynamic settings off here too? Yeah, we do. So VSync, we don't even need VSync. Let's turn that off completely. Yeah, my 2D settings are weird. I set a lot of shit low because it doesn't affect the image quality in it doesn't affect the image quality in VR. It shouldn't anyway. Alright, why are we heading north? Let's, southwest. Yeah, and ground TL terrain level of detail will always depend on current, network situations as well. So we're gonna come back tomorrow, of course, and test again and see if it's any better. But today it's not that great. It's not super bad, but it's not awesome. But my biggest concern right now is smoothness and frame rate, and everything's running really well with this new driver. Oh boy. My man is rocking ATC for me in the chat. Now that's a stall right there, son. Alright, let's actually fly somewhere. I've been just doing a lot of maneuvers. Oops. Alright, that's where I took off from. We're heading east, so I want to head west. Yeah, it's really smooth. I haven't had any kind of issues with stuttering or hiccups or anything. But then again, I am flying pretty high right now. I'm at 4,000 feet. And we're over like farmland, so it shouldn't be... Whoa. No need to apologize, my friend. You do you, man. Why can't the chat stay up? Alright, there we go. Oh man, this VR mirror is so much better. Finally, Nvidia gave me a great driver for VR. Right on, man. Don't work too hard. If I had to say, This driver is the best VR driver I've ever used. Right on, right on, right on. I'm at 66%, 68% CPU headroom right now. I'm only using 8.9 gigabytes of my 16 gigs of VRAM, 59%. I got a ton of weather happening, and yeah, it's great. And my VR mirror looks pretty smooth from what I can tell. Let me turn on my Discord. If anybody wants to jump in on Discord, if you got it, then I'm gonna be in voice comments. Yeah, I don't know if you could overspeed this plane in 2024, but in 2020 I would have got a lot of buffeting if I hit 500 miles an hour, and in 2024 it just doesn't really affect flight. Yeah, I'm still at 63% headroom, 65%, 28% GPU headroom, CPU 65%, 9 gigs of VRAM, which is 60% of my VRAM. So we're doing great right now, like no stuttering at all in the headset. I don't know about the mirror, but from what I can tell when I peeked out, the mirror was looking great. Yeah, let me check this fucking setting again. I'm not sure it's actually on or working. Let me do this real quick. Yeah, it says it's on, and I want it off. There. Save and back. Alright, I could already tell the ground textures are better now. Alright, cool. And now I'm at 61% on CPU and 27% on GPU. I'll take it. Oh yeah. Ground texture's so much better now. Let me check. Smooth motion in the mirror. Looks great. I mean, I gotta say, artifacting is almost gone in the headset. Almost. There's still a bit on certain sections when you're flying low. Ghosting looks a lot better too, with smooth motion enabled. Man, Nvidia was really dropping the ball there for a little while with their drivers, but this one is... I mean, I know it's still a dev driver and it's a beta, but it is freaking doing great right now. Oh, got a target missed right there. As soon as I said it's doing great, I drop a frame. But it's back to normal now. Have some fun. Okay, a little less CPU headroom now, 56%, and still at 27% GPU headroom, and 9.7 gigabytes VRAM, which is 64%, which is excellent. Dropped a frame right there, though. Let's do that again. Alright, how high are we now? Only 5,000 feet. Let's get up to like cloud level here. Whoa, that was awesome. Alright, GPU headroom is pretty drastically reduced now down to 18%, and 49% CPU headroom, so Definitely heading into the city, loading in all this city stuff is affecting, but it's still doing pretty well. So definitely getting some GPU spikes as the higher we get. But again, that could be the city stuff loading in plus the clouds. Ooh, I dropped frames there, but now I'm back up to 51% headroom. We should turn on... Oh. There we go. Probably turn on some oxygen for my guy. CPU bound. Alright. Alright, so up here in the clouds, and I'm getting some sporadic drops in frames. Like right now I'm at 23, which is not great. Let me turn off the FCR here. Get rid of you guys. Alright, that helped me out. Headroom is coming back. Alright, hovering around 50% CPU headroom now. I think the lightning is definitely affecting some numbers, but it's not bad enough to like really affect performance. Like the flight has been pretty fucking good, except for when I was at 10,000 feet going into those clouds. I dropped a few frames. But I also had the FCR on with 2 ghost planes, so turn those fuckers off. Hey, a little CPU bound right there. And now I'm back. Yeah, VR keeps getting better and better for Microsoft Flight Sim. Although this does not really have anything to do with Microsoft Flight Sim, it's just an Nvidia driver. But I'm glad to see they're not reneging on their promise to bring smooth motion to 40 series cards. It works. Using quite a bit more VRAM now, 78%. And it seems like my GPU is getting hit more than anything else, but I'm still at around 20% GPU headroom. It's a little hiccup right there, but no big deal. That was kind of a hiccup right there. I don't know what that was, but yeah, only lasted for a split second. We're going to do a landing at SFO. We're going to come in the right way, though. We'll probably do 22 left. My altitude 3,000 feet. Ground textures look good at 3,000 feet. Nice and sharp. Yeah, I think the lightning is definitely throwing a little monkey wrench in the testing process, but fuck it, let's keep it on. It's not really affecting performance, like I said, but I do get like hits of CPU and GPU spikes when sometimes when the lightning hits, but whatever. We can turn it off in a second or leave it on. We'll probably do a time of day change. Start slowing down here. Alright, we'll do a little landing and then we'll probably switch back to a helicopter. And fuck around at Sedona or something. Oh, we are still going super fast, man. But luckily, you can just drop the flaps on this thing. And it'll slow you down fast. And they won't rip your wings off. Little low, little low. You want to be high rather than low. Do a little slide here. We got a little crosswind, just a bit. Nothing crazy. Alright, gear is down. We're on a nice glide slope right now. We're going a little fast. Let's start killing the engine here. Yeah, but the approach, nice and smooth. No stuttering or anything. Touchdown, a little bounce. Yeah, no stuttering or anything. A little bit of frame weirdness, but I don't know what the mirror is showing right now, but yeah, definitely CPU bound down on the ground, but maintaining the frame rate. I'm hitting my frame rate, and still got 12 gigs of VRAM. And about 10% GPU headroom, which is not great, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, on the ground you might get... Yeah, now I'm down to 27 frames a second, 29, back up to 30. Alright. Alright, we'll just stop it here and we'll load up a helicopter and change the weather around a little bit. Alright, let's go to end flight. Let's get back into the 500 here. Which one do I want? Let's go with the 500. What haven't I flown in yet? Red, white, and blue? No, thank you. Let's do the yellow and white. Actually, I want to just see something here. I heard that you can't change your identification in it. Let's go with flight number 3299. Serbico Batman. Doesn't really matter, but you know. Alright, let's go to Sedona. Usually it'll pop up, but sometimes I have to type it in. Usually it pops up in the yeah, it's around here somewhere. Albuquerque, no. Alright, let's just type it in. It's K says, right? SEC. Yep, there we go. Now, I definitely got some stuttering at the airport at Sedona. Like, right around the middle of the airport is where the stutter is the most. So, like, right around here, I'll stutter. And that's why we're going to start our fucking helicopter right there. Fuck it. Let's do time of day change here. And also, let's get rid of the lightning. It shouldn't be lightning. Let's just do a few clouds. And we can always change it later. But right now, a few clouds. And... sure. Alright, like I said, we usually get some stuttering at takeoff, but other than that, the flight should be fine. Just because of this airport, for some reason, I get weirdness. But maybe with this new driver, it'll fix it. I doubt it, though. Yeah, I'm at 23 frames a second right now. Yeah, for some reason, the airport here is garbage for me, and like major airports are no problem. But Sedona, for some reason, is like a pain in the ass. But once we take off, it'll be fine. And maybe smooth motion will be helping out my fucking mirror right now. Alright, everything's off. 0. Okay. That's good. What's happening? There we go. You can pretty much hit 100% throttle without worrying about hot start. It really doesn't matter. I don't think they did the hot start all that great, but whatever. I've never been able to hot start it. It always starts pretty perfectly. If I, you know, hit the gas at the right time. Alright, turn on our lights and generators and all that. I don't think start pump even has to be on. Utility power, let's turn that on. Pitot heat, fine. Alright, we should be good to go. Yeah, it's like stuttery right here at the airport. I don't get it. Like, major airports, international airports are fine, no stutters. And then Sedona, for some reason. But, alright. Headroom's coming back now, 30 frames a second. There we go. Ugh, this helicopter's ugly. The yellow, the livery anyway. Kind of sorry I picked it now. Alright, whatever. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And, yeah. Alright, so my headroom doesn't seem to be as good as it was. Like, I'm back to being CPU bound here. So let's do a quick little change of settings. We'll do dynamic settings for out here because it does tend to help in these situations. But how come I can't change it? The setting. Whoops, no. VR graphics. There we go. Alright, this probably will help us out. And yeah, image quality is much the same. It helped us a little bit. But yeah, definitely giving me a little bit more CPU headroom. But VRAM is super high right now at 85%. Interested to see the mirror. The mirror's looking good still though, from what I can tell. But my headroom is not nearly where it was with the P51 in the Bay Area. But I'm hitting all my numbers, so it's fine. Yeah, it just might be the area that we're in. All these mountains with high level of detail. But the numbers aren't too bad. I'm at about 11-12% GPU headroom right now, which is pretty low. But around 30% CPU headroom, and using 88% of VRAM. But again, I'm hitting all my numbers, so it's not so bad. But these numbers are not as high as I was getting with the P51 in the Bay Area. Put this somewhere else here instead of exactly where I want to go. We're doing early morning, so it'll get brighter as we fly. Yeah, not my favorite livery. But it'll do. Yep, we're getting better numbers as we fly away from Sedona. So that just basically tells us that Sedona is kind of a hog. But it's still, again, I was still making all my numbers, so. Alien sighting. I had the UFO in my sights and then it disappeared. Where'd it go? Ah, there he is. I have a feeling there's some sort of memory leak happening because my numbers were so much higher in a much more populated and photogrammetry rich area, and they're not nearly as good here. But again, I'm still making my numbers, my frame rate, but I don't have nearly as much headroom as I did in San Francisco, which is just doesn't make sense because this is all, you know, fucking just mountains and shit. And aliens, sure. But whatever, I'm still getting pretty good performance. Like, actually great performance. As long as I stay above certain amount of milliseconds, I'm good. We come in peace. Take me to your leader. Well, alright, maybe not our leader right now. Cool car. Yeah, not my favorite livery. These guys are gigantic. But they're like holograms. You can see right through them. Sort of. Whoa. Look at these guys. Like, I go up to his ankle. Alright, I think I'm starting to get a little hungry, so we'll fly around for a little while longer. And then I'll grab a bite. Let's try to land her somewhere back at Sedona, but not at the airport. But yeah, my numbers are a little weird right now, so I'm gonna reboot the computer and all that, and then start fresh here at Sedona a little later. I'm probably not gonna stream it, but I just want to see the numbers. I'm running also on a separate streaming computer, so streaming shouldn't affect my performance at all. That's why I kind of feel like I want to reboot. Because my numbers should be higher right now, but again, I'm still getting really good performance, so I can't really complain. And just as long as the mirror stays fixed, I'm happy. Smooth motion, whatever it took. I'm also interested to watch the playback on the stream because who knows, maybe smooth motion doesn't work on streams, but it looks like it is. It looks like it's coming through just fine. Well, again, it should be the mirror that does it, and OBS is taking care of the stream from the streaming computer. Ooh. Tiny stutter right there. Yep, knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, when I look straight down to the ground, my GPU headroom dips, but CPU headroom stays the same. And then when I look up, it kind of like doubles my GPU headroom. Kind of strange. But again, still making my numbers, so no big deal. Should have turned on that floodlight, but whatever. Yeah, smooth motion's definitely helping out in VR as well. It's never been so good. Fuck yeah. Alright, yeah, I'm hungry. Well, thanks for watching.